All right, out of pilot training, I got a backseat F4. I volunteered to go to UBAN because they were the MiG killers. And you're young and you're unable to be killed. You know, you think you're going to live forever. And that's where I flew backseat. I volunteered for another 100 missions, so I went to the front seat upgrade. From that, I flew a little bit, and then I went to 141s, which are transports. Flew all the way around the world, except for a small place. I never flew over India, but I've flown east and west almost all the way around the world. And a fella at MPC was at our squadron officer school. He says, you can't have absolute control of your career, but you're not a cork bobbing on the water. You should let people know what you want. And I called MPC and I said, hey, Air Force is closing my 141 squadron. You're transferring me to California. You're going to take somebody from California and send him to Vietnam. He probably doesn't want to go to Vietnam. Why don't you just take me and I'll take that slot to Vietnam? And I said, in F4s. And I said, well, we don't have any F4s, but would you take an A1? I said, sure, I'll take an A1. And I knew the mission was a good mission, and that's how I got into A1s. Came back from that. I almost got into A7s while I was in A1s because I helped the A7s come in, and they were taking over the SAR rescue, search and rescue. And I went, and I would be dropped in northern Thailand and pretend I was a survivor so that they could practice their finding me. I did that for about 2 months at the end of my A1 tour. And they were very successful. I trained a bunch of guys, and they said, how'd you like to have an in-country checkout in the A7? I'll do that. And then MPC said, well, that'd be his third combat tour. It'd be a consecutive tour. You know, if he is shot down and captured, there are people that haven't been to Vietnam. I think it was a bad decision on the Air Force's part because I was familiar with all of that. Anyway, I eventually got to the A7, flew that for 3.5 years, had a staff job, and then flew A10s for 4 years, another staff job, and was very fortunate to be picked up and flew F-16s for my last aircraft.
Now, where were you stationed with that?
I was stationed in Zaragoza, Spain. By that time, I was a colonel, and I was the director of operations, DCO, Deputy Commander of Operations. And when the F-16s and the F-15s and whoever else came in, I owned them while they were on my base.
Okay.
And I ran the gunnery range that we had. It was a very small squad, a very small wing, but I got to fly the F-16, so I didn't care.